Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome. Hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving, at least those of you who are living in the US. And I hope everybody's ready for some fun, fantastic trading today. All right, let's just get right into it because we've only got a couple minutes before things start up here. We've got a pretty gnarly true gap down. Now, what is the cause of this? That's not going to be super relevant to us and how we trade, but we can speculate. For those of you who are unaware, there's some civil unrest going on in China right now involving COVID restrictions and some rather draconian methods that have led to some pretty unnecessary deaths in a building fire. But whether or not that was the catalyst, whether or not that's the effect on the market is irrelevant, unfortunately. But I digress. So, with a huge gap down like this, what we're looking at is the potential for an early fade, right? Inventory is super short. So, we're going to be monitoring to see if people come in to grab everything right out of the gate. So, the two things we're going to be looking at to potentially signal us for that is either trying to get in on the high of our first tick once we start getting into the second one, or if we get an opening drive lower, waiting for a crossback over the open price. Other than that, we've got some pretty key levels above us. We're back into the meat of value for our daily chart, and we're inside of our, hold on, are we? We are actually just below our moving average. Is that, do I have those set? That would be the 48. We're just below the 48 on our 5-day. Be sitting somewhere around, there we go. So our 5-day 48 is somewhere right around here. So we've dipped below that. Our high is inside of our EMA cloud on our 5-day. So yeah, we're going to look for an early fade. And if we don't get an early fade opportunity, we're just going to watch how the day plays out. We may have some short opportunities up at Friday's low if we end up breaching our overnight high. And we may have some long opportunities depending on how, what are you doing, computer? Stop that. And we may have some long opportunities depending on how everything plays out with our T+3 profile. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at there is that thin spot just below our overnight low. That's a spot where we would anticipate there could be some demand hanging out waiting, especially because that's where we popped up from previously. So we'll see if we get any pushback into that. One thing I did not do yet today, we're going to see. I don't think there's going to be anything new, but we're going to pop it out anyways. We're going to check to see if there's any new supply and or demand zones that we are not aware of. But like I said, I don't think anything necessarily new is going to be popping up here. I mean, it looks like our highs from the previous session, Friday and the Wednesday, those definitely were within a supply zone back on, what day is that? 2 Tuesdays ago? Yeah. So not last week's Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that. As far as demand zone goes, though, we're still looking at that demand zone at our 50% retracement level. So nothing crazy there yet. I mean, that's really far down, though. We've got quite a bit to go before we hit that. Potentially. Okay, you know what? I think we can draw a new one in here. This looks like it might be one. This is right around our 395.14 level. We had a little bit of consolidation there through last Monday, Tuesday, and then we finally broke up and away. Of course, that's where we see the Wednesday profile that we can see on our profile chart. Okay, bell has opened, and I'm not in a good spot. What? I thought I popped that out. Apparently I didn't. Okay. Ticks. Okay, I'm on the correct chart now. All right, looks like we just missed our opportunity to buy the high of our first tick. Maybe we didn't miss out, though. All right, I need to turn a couple things off here. There we go. Okay, my main chart is set. Let's see, what contracts are we going to be looking for out of the gate? Well, if you are long, if you did grab that the high off of the first tick, awesome. Bully on you. The 38.2 is going to be that first spot that you're looking to maybe take your profits, see how that kind of plays out. Other than that, we're not going to be looking to grab any shorts until the market gives us an inclination that it is going to be trying to get short. We're also going to look for any potential pullbacks to that first candle high where we could potentially get in long. For contracts, I like the 400s on our call side for the moment. Yep, I do like the 400s because if we are going to retrace the rest of this, that's a good one to be playing. And I think I like the 400 as well for our short. 399 is right about where our low was. We opened up at the 200 daily. So it was another good inclination that we would have had a good fade play this morning. Fortunately, I was a little bit behind getting going this morning, so we missed it. But if any of you guys got it, awesome. Great job. It's pretty telled. Pretty telled. All right. This is currently moving up towards a pivot line. We're also challenging the T+3 high. If you missed the long entry, it's going to be a little tricky to get in now. Could potentially use any pullbacks to our 13 that don't break, or any pullbacks to VWAP that don't break, because VWAP is above our moving average. Above our moving averages right now. And we're still looking at the 400s for our calls. When we get closer to the overnight high, we'll probably switch over to 401. Well, like I said, I mean, we missed the first move, so we're just going to wait and look for a good opportunity now. All right, got some action off that pivot. Tick bar could not break through it, but there's still a lot of force on this drive. There you go. That should look a little better. Just a wee little bit. We have also crossed through our long threshold on our 15-minute chart as well. So yeah, we've got nothing good for entry indicators at this level, which is very unfortunate. Coming up to the overnight high, if you were riding long, this is the second place I'd be looking to take a little bit of profit. Probably going to have a few people who front ran it. Doesn't mean it's going to stop here, but that's probably why we're seeing a little bit of pushback. People who are also taking their profits. Well, some profits, maybe all of their profits. Do. All right. Oh, little flag going on here. Just a teeny tiny one. Starting to get some long wicks on the top. So there's definitely some supply up here by the overnight high. So this big tick candle right now, I'm looking near the low of it. Might try grabbing a long entry off of our 13 challenge, and then we'll be using, ideally we would want to use the bottom of that candle as our kick out point, but since VWAP's so close, we might use that. See if we can get a slightly better price. Hopefully I'm not going to end up waiting too long. Oh, that might have just been it there. All right, we're in. Probably could have got a slightly better price. I mean, it was close. I think if I had waited any longer, if this move was going to happen, we would have missed it and been out. I like this entry point for a couple of reasons with what we're seeing. In theory, if we do get some breaching of our cloud, we should get some pushback since that was such a large igniting candle, that if this is the upward move kind of failing to balance and rotate, we should be able to get out of this, at least at break even, if not with a couple of cents if it starts to fail out. Obviously, we're not going to take our safety stop off, because all hell breaks loose. We want to make sure that we do get executed out of this move and we don't ride the elevator to hell, because that's not fun. All right. So it looks like we might be getting some cloud breach here. We'll see how this plays out. Okay. So if this doesn't completely crumble down now that we're at the low of this candle, we should see some pushback up. And then if that high doesn't end up making a new high, we'll try and bail out of the position. Or the supply may have overtaken the demand at this level, and we might just be getting stopped out. I'll draw a line so you can see what I'm kind of keeping my eye on. See that little area? Those small-bodied candles with the longer wicks? That's kind of where we built up some pressure before we had that ignition candle. Well, we didn't really get the pushback out that I was expecting if this was going to start teasing that it failed. So we're going to start looking for where the next potential play is. If we end up rotating down and through, kind of see what happens when we get down to that value low. We've got some thinner areas there. This is still pretty early. I don't want to mess with my stop. We could, but I'd just rather reposition if we're going to try and get back in long on this. So we've already lost some good value with theta, and then of course, because we've fallen below the VWAP. Maybe this is the push out, but we might not actually be able to get enough to break even on it now. All right. Added a little bit. Let's see if that'll give us what we need. Oh yeah, we lost a lot of theta value. Supply is getting heavier up top. It's a pretty big buying wave that seems like it's getting gobbled up good. Unfortunately, we've lost so much value in our contract that even that push out didn't really do anything for us. Hmm. All right. I guess we'll play. So I just moved my stop to what my maximum risk is on any one single play. I'm liking the consolidation that we're getting, but I didn't like how close my initial stop was getting to the play action. Now this one, so you can see, positioned at the bottom of that thin spot. I like that a lot better. Obviously, if it moves down through there, then we definitely don't want to be in this position anymore. But that's all we're doing for modifications to that. It's too early in the morning to play anything more risky. I know there's a line there that says high call open interest. That's an old line, though. It might not be true. I didn't actually look at Max Payne this morning. So that wick right there, that probably would have booted us out at our old stop. I mean, the mark never really touched our price, but the bid and the ask are moving around enough that that probably would have been the bump out. Of course, the position I'm playing still is hinging on this not rotating. This support holds in the thesis that I'm playing to. And then eventually we'll just kind of spin sideways until enough of the overhead supply gets scooped up, and then we make our next leg up. And that support's starting to crumble. We're almost back to the midpoint of our range from the opening drive. Well, seems like the demand was still nested right about where I assumed. So I guess we're not out of luck yet. We do need this to break that trend line I have drawn for us to be in profit, though. See if price action stays over the point of control here, or if supply crushes it back down. The top of our profile does seem to be getting pretty heavy compared to the bottom. So, from a structural standpoint, it does seem like we're looking more and more at a rotation down to balance this out. Yeah, when we draw that channel, we can see that there really wasn't a shortening of the thrust on that up move there. So, probability speaking, if we are on the right side of the move, we might be too early. All right, taking our first L on the day. Right at our 38.2. This actually is not a bad spot to re-enter. Although, with everything starting to flip, that might not have been a good idea. I should keep a tight leash on this one. Yeah, definitely not risking more than that. Hoo-hoo. All right. Let's slow things down here. So the opening move was, in fact, a fade. We missed that. We tried to play long as it seemed like we had some consolidation. The top of the bell really started to fill out. So in hindsight, trying to grab another long was just guessing the bottom. So that was the error there. We are getting a crossover event in our moving averages, so there's another, don't go long trigger. B period is about to start. We are getting a full crossover event, so it's not even a tease. Below our VWAP now. Our ES is not below its VWAP, though. But advanced decline is definitely tanking. How do we want to play our next position? So our next position is probably going to be our last one of the day. Well, it will be if we lose. Because then we will have hit our daily allotment for trading. Oh. It's all right, though. I haven't had a red day in a while, and they happen. The most important thing is going to be is if we do end up losing our next position, to just walk away. Don't try and do any revenge trades at that point. And one could argue that that second position I took might have been a little bit of revenge. I mean, there were some reasons why that could have been good, but at the same time, when you measure that against all the other contributing factors, it wasn't a smart move. All right. Oh no, did I miss it? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, I don't want to pay that much for it. All right. So there was a really good price in there for a second, and I thought I was in early enough. We ended up paying about 7 cents more for that short than I really wanted to. But with the crossover event, the start of B period, I do like our prospects. Especially this area down here. I mean, if there is no demand, this is just going to plummet. And so far, supply has definitely been flooding in this morning. At least since we made our way up to that high. But this is our last position. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, well, then we're done. It'll be an early stream. We'll kind of reflect on some of the lessons, so that way there's something good to take away from today. So we're getting some nice consolidation down on this support. As well, we've got a thin area. We're starting to form two relatively distinct bell curves now. So trades being accepted down here. Oh, look at that. I got another opportunity to buy at a really good price. So we can get rid of that channel. It's not really functioning well. But I still like this trend line. We're going to go ahead and measure that. Let's see if we keep going sideways for a bit longer. So my guess is right now is there's a battle going on here between the demand from the opening drive and the supply that's been steadily moving down since we hit the high. Oh my. All right. That's unexpected. I moved through that thin spot pretty easy there. Yeah. Missed it. Tried to add to our position.
This is not a place that you can send a question to. Okay. Yeah. Just like she said, I'm assuming we're gonna set that all up again. It's not even on this check.
Hmm.
I think the only way you could avoid that problem is A, it lists out what the actual minimum maximum length is specifically, and whether or not it says it always, or if it says it when it doesn't, when it rejects. Or B, it would have to be unlimited, because you can't.
That's amazing. When I go quiet for so long, sensitivity on the microphone really seems to pick up. So, sorry if you got some background audio there. Hmm. Can't figure out this zone. I mean, so far every subsequent like buying ignition has been lower. So I do believe we are going to be breaking. And I kind of want to add some more to this position, but I really wanted to do it at that peak there. Maybe I'll get one more opportunity. Hope this isn't an accumulation on that support, though. Dang it. Yeah, I think that last touch up was our last good spot to add to our current position. We'll see. We're dipping into where, there was a lot of demand initially this morning. So we could be potentially seeing a spring event. All right, oh, don't tell me I just missed my opportunity again. Let's see, where's this high going? Uh-oh, that's a higher high. Okay. Let's see, we got a touch of our trend line. We're going to play to this being the last attempt by buyers to break out. If we're right, this should be the meltdown. But if we're wrong, they're going to push through this and they're going to go hit that volume peak where our stop is. And then we'll be done for the day, because that will be all the money we allow ourselves to lose during day trading. Well, looks like I may just be getting smacked up today. What a shame. Oh, that's like so close. Is this going to fail out? Back inside that trend. Looks like it might be holding there. So I did just move my stop. It's about 30 cents on 10 contracts. If we ended up getting bumped out there, that would be a little over my daily allotment. It doesn't look like it's trying to break back through. Hey, this could be our make or break right here. Well, found some support off of the 13. And of course, we did have a crossover too with those igniting candles moving through. There's been many times, though, where I've played those VWAP crossovers and ended up letting myself get stopped out while they were really just trying to clear out the other side. This is our first higher high since we started this descent, so it might not be a change in trend. I also might just be trying to rationalize this since I'm in a short position. So if it's not a change in trend, we're observing an upthrust. But if we look down where we had this ignition start, that really does look like a spring event. I mean, we have this consolidation area, we get a very solid push down below it, and then boom, it springs. So I don't know, this is a tough one. Also looking at our wave chart and the fact that this bear wave is growing in size and not really getting much price. Just dancing on that VWAP. So advanced decline, weighted, unweighted, they've kind of caught up with each other. They're getting really close to the zero, almost like they want to cross up into positive territory. Starting to look more and more like a change in trend.
They're not gonna be looking at the URL unless that's specific that we're on. They're more excited for this than aren't really figuring out the URL. It's a good thought.
Oof. Whoa. Don't know what happened there. Somebody stepped in. And definitely still some demand, though. Look at that. That stinks. Even with an aggressive drop like that, that wasn't enough to get us into profit. It was close. It was really close. But maybe that's an indicator that it's not ready to climb up. Oh yeah, our weighted is dipping pretty hard now on the advanced decline. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think we bail out of this. I think we hang on to this for a hot second. But with it about to touch these lows, we probably should put a safety defense in. Hmm. Hopefully we don't get bumped. But at least we'll break even on the day now. I do want to see this drop lower. I think we're on the right side. That being said, I don't know if we'd call this particularly a smart. I mean, we kind of got lucky that really large ignition downward, that kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. Well, okay. Well, we're break even on the day. Odds are I shouldn't have defended it like that, but yeah, we were already sitting in an ugly spot. Yeah. No, I mean this is looking more and more now like it's gonna go touch the low. Yeah. Looking at all the other things, we finally broke through some critical levels on our ES, the NQ, breath ratio just tanked. Biggest negative tick on the day. So yeah, we sold too early. We could have. Oh, that's unfortunate. So right there, that's the spot that I really wanted to sell at. That would have paid for our mistakes, and then that would have just hit our daily goal for the day. So I deserve it. I screwed up today, but there's some pretty good lessons here. First we'll talk about that first revenge trade, right? Where I tried to hop back in long. So, it was a good risk to reward entry point, right? But when you looked at all the other factors, it was still saying that you shouldn't be trying to take a long position here. Not yet. Absolutely not yet. And then our short position, that ended up being a good play. It started off a little rocky, right? I mean, we had the crossover. That's what got us into it initially. And then we kind of had some weirdness in the middle with price action just kind of chopping around. And we played around with our stop. That being said, it ended up being a good thing that we did. We took a little bit more risk. Now, that being said, there wasn't a lot of geez, look at this thing just continuing to tank. Oh my God. That's going to make me sick. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm a little upset with myself. So anyways, our short position, right? It was a little bit rocky. We were kind of wishy-washy, going back and forth about it. And then when we saw this happen, we shouldn't have defended the position the way we did. With all my other internals looking at everything that's going on, it was saying, yeah, this is looking to break lower. This is looking to break lower. It's looking to take out the low. So we should have held out for that, and we should have only sold a piece at that. So I was emotional in my decision to defend it where I did, because I was like, all right, if I can defend it here, then I can break even on the day, even if this ends up not working out. Kind of ignoring everything else that I was seeing because I was more focused on trying to not be red on the day, right? So, I mean, had we hung on to it and played to the thesis, we would have just sold about half of it right there for about 70 cents. I mean, that would have hit our goal and that would have paid for our mistake. And then we still would have had half the play to hang on to. And we could have set that at a safe place to stop out. That would either let the play continue to flesh out more if this was going to take further, or stop us out and still collect a little bit of profit if it flips around. So those are the lessons to take away from today, guys. You got to be careful when that emotion starts to slip in. It can be really, really hard to identify it, and it does start to influence our judgment. This is what I would rank as a C trading day. So kind of middle of the road, right? We made some good decisions, we made some bad decisions, but we definitely let emotions make 2 out of 3 of our decisions today. Ideally, we want to be trading in the A game every day, because that's when the only mistakes that are made are just, we misread something, as opposed to trying to mislead ourselves or making technical mistakes. And then, of course, when we let emotion full blown take over, that's when we have, a not A or a C trading day. That's the F, the fail. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream today. Sorry we couldn't pump out any big winners for you today, but that's life, right? It's not going to always be big winners. We want to keep our losers manageable. We have rules set in place. Had that moved up and kicked me out at that final stop, I would have had to be done for the day. That would have been my daily allotment, and arguably it would have been a little bit more than my daily allotment. But we've been having such a good month that it wasn't going to make us lose any sleep. That being said, we do also have to be careful of that mentality as well, because when we start to bend the rules, can lead us down a slippery slope. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a great day. And of course, as always, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, leave me something fun to read. Join our Discord. Hang out with me while I trade live, and then you can watch me do these mistakes in live time. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. All right, I'm out.